You said don't give the stats. What do you mean?
Can I get my intro music?
Now, mind you,
can I get my intro music?
Mind you, all of my intro music.
I think it's this one.
Can you feel it?
We got intro music. We got a soundboard. And guess what, guys? We got More to Us podcast coffee mug. Look at that. Delicious coffee. We don't have our own coffee yet, but we probably will.
Hey,
Imagine.
Just stay tuned. We got big things coming. Speaking of big things,
More to the beans.
we're here to talk about Russell Westbrook
Big
and
Russ.
if he's falling off or not. We got a couple varying opinions on this panel right now. Who wants to go first? All right. So the discussion is going to center around Russell Westbrook just signed a 2-year, $8 million contract.
Yep.
That's $4 million a year. Is he worth more? Is this the end of Russ? We're here to talk about it. Who's going to start us off? Who wants
Russell
to go
Westbrook
first?
is definitely on his decline. And listen, when I say this, Russell Westbrook is one of my favorite players. He's the reason why I'm an OKC fan. Him, KD. That is when I decided to become an OKC fan, when they were at the pinnacle of their success. Well, what we thought it was. I definitely feel like those days were the best of them. Others are going to argue the Warriors for KD. But regardless.
That was by far not the best KD, though.
People think that Russell Westbrook deserves a 50 mil contract, 80 mil contract, because there's other players in the league that are getting these large contracts, which, I mean, to each his own. But you also got to look at who these players are, how young they are. People act like Dylan Brooks is a horrible basketball player.
he is.
Yes, he had a bad
horrible-looking basketball
Yes,
player.
he had a bad series against the Lakers. Yes, they didn't look good against the Warriors. Yes, they were talking about all that. But again, he is a good basketball player. He's a good young basketball player, someone who can be influenced, just like they went and put Derrick Rose in Memphis to try and mentor John Morant. That can easily be done in Houston if
Wait,
they were
they
to
put
get
D Rose in
Yeah,
Memphis.
I thought that was a good move
Yes.
Did you?
for a jaw. What's that?
You must not know enough about D Rose. Where's D Rose from?
I guess
Chi-Town.
I guess
no,
I
he is
guess
a Chirac savage.
I guess their
Did he
point
play-
D
would
Rose,
be-
Did he
D
go to
Rose.
school in Chicago too?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I guess the
He's
point
from.
of
I
that.
want to say he was at Simeon, the same place like Jabari Parker went.
One point in time, I probably did, but
That's why they loved him in Chicago, because he was from Chicago.
But he's also someone who grew up in that.
But
Light,
like so
but they
to
can-
your point, like I understand what you're saying, and I like the funny thing is I agree with both of you. I disagree with you because I remember when they maxed out Mike Conley. Speaking of the Grizzlies,
Kings Island.
yeah, whatever. That's the old Grizzlies logo. Don't try to fool us. They maxed Mike Conley out. Like so, like you're like players get paid what they're worth. Sometimes.
Yes.
Mike Conley never deserved to be maxed out anywhere in the league. It's just
Right, and I said that if he would have gone back to OKC, they definitely would have showed him his worth.
but that like
there.
yes and no. But I mean like
He didn't produce enough in LA for them to give him a large contract. What did he do in LA in his short time being there? Fair.
who else is on that team?
They weren't even available. Russ was the only one available in the playoffs.
I just like you're talking about like he didn't produce enough. First of all, wasn't he coming off the bench?
For the Lakers, he was. For
and
the
he was
Clippers, I
playing,
think he
and
was
he was-
starting.
But I'm talking about the Lakers because
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
when he first
Yes,
landed
and he
in LA.
was playing well once he came off the bench for the Lakers.
So my point being would be clearly the ball is in his hands less. Like at no point in time has production had a steep drop off. So I like $4 million a year. I mean it's above vet min, which I think is like
2
one.
mil.
Oh, I thought it was 1.8, but
2 mil now. A little over 2 mil.
so like 2.2.
I don't know what
Two,
it is.
I think like 2.02, something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, either way. So like,
2.7.
There's a couple ways to look at this though.
dang, okay.
2.72
I didn't know
veterans
vet min
now.
was so high now. But okay, I mean, all right. Yeah, let me ask you that. Do you think he's worth barely above vet min?
right now.
For anybody who doesn't know, vet min stands for veteran minimum contract. So basically, after you've been in the league, I think it's like 3 years. After that, they're required to pay you a certain amount. You can't be on like rookie contract numbers. Now, obviously, there are, other. I mean, I don't know the exact links, but you probably have like 7-day contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, there's workarounds to get a guy on a team and not pay him vet min. But for the majority of time, vet min is where your contract will start, and you'll go up from there. Now, back to my question: do you think Russell Westbrook's worth barely above vet min?
I think he's worth more. I don't think he's worth more in LA.
That's fair enough. I mean, and that's where I would come from. Is because he has played on a bunch of, like, the thing about Russell Westbrook is he needs to have the ball. You can't put him on a team with
where he's just
like,
a role player. He's not a role player. He is a star, and he needs to be a star. That's why it did not work when he was with LeBron, AD, Melo. That's a stacked team.
So I don't know if you remember this. One time Calipari came in with this stacked Kentucky team. Mm-hmm. I think it was when they had Boogie, AD, and all them, and he was running A squad, B squad. I have insisted that if you build a decent NBA team, just do A squad or B squad. If you have a Russell Westbrook, right, and then a bunch of, like, not scrubs, but guys that can just go out and get it done. You rest your starting 5, throw them back in while the other team's still trying to switch out players, right? Like, let's face it, there's chances are they're not going to run it up, especially if you put Russ in there. Like, you have a guy like Russ who can go out and give you, 18, 8, 6.
That's what OKC used to do with Harden.
Right. And I mean, it works. But I mean, so there's no real point in putting, like, that's why I don't understand why they always wanted to put Kyrie with LeBron. Kyrie needs the ball. So does LeBron. They're both ISO players. Like, and I hate when people are like, LeBron's not an ISO player. Watch him play. Watch him play. Almost everybody in the NBA is an ISO player. So, like, because, like, first of all, if you don't agree with that sentiment, you need to study the way they play the game. Mm-hmm. Almost any MJ ISO, Kobe ISO, you name any, D Wade wasn't. They weren't running whole plays. No, they were like, all right, we're gonna put 3 guys on that side. We're gonna put somebody on the block, and D Wade's got the wing. We're gonna give him half a quarter of the court to just go nuts. Now, does it always shake out like that? No, but you can't tell me that Russell Westbrook couldn't lead a squad of guys coming off the bench and give you a good 28 and 8.
And again, he did when he was with the Lakers. He came off the bench and he was putting up numbers. So, yes, he's a great player. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he's not worth more than what he's getting. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that where he's at, he's not worth more.
What do you mean where he's at? Because he's in LA with the Clippers?
Yes, because he's in LA. Again,
why?
if he were to...
who's on that team?
Kawhi and PG.
Kawhi, PG. If we look at they still got
Montrezl Harrell.
They just got a lot of good guys from the free agency. And the free agency
he's
isn't
always,
even...
I don't know, he's on a new team like every other week.
Oh.
Yeah, he bounces around.
What? He's like that now?
Yeah.
Oh, because when I was watching him, he was on Houston for a while, and then he was on the Clippers. He was doing pretty well. I like Montrezl Harrell. I watched him at Louisville. I was a big
Because
fan.
they traded Reggie Jackson. They got rid of him.
This right here is...
So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Westbrook...
Allen Iverson. His last year, he went back to Philly, the 76ers.
Yeah.
And he got $1 million that year. His previous year, he was in Memphis. He got $400,000. The year before that, he was in Detroit and got $20 million. Mm-hmm. His contract dropped humongously, and then he went back to end his career in Philly, right? Making a lot of money initially in Philly, as was Russell Westbrook, leaving teams.
But
Whatever. Derrick Rose just signed a 2-year to Memphis.
Yeah, his was like 7 million, 6 point something.
6.5.
Okay.
About $3 million a year.
That's what. Okay, so here's what I was gonna say.
Then we have and then we have Rajon Rondo, who also had a better career than Russell Westbrook.
Oh, okay, you okay.
Whoa,
What are you talking about?
whoa,
Not even
what are
Is
you-
close.
it the ring? Is it the ring? Like, what on earth would prompt you to say that Rajon Rondo's had a better career than Russell? First of all, who has averaged a triple dip? No, who's averaged a triple double? Who's
Right.
Not LeBron. Not
right,
LeBron.
Right. It's not a feasible thing to do. It's not easy to do. I'm not.
And
again,
he's done it
I'm
how many
not
times?
saying he's done it 3 times. He is Mr. Triple Double.
Three separate seasons.
He is Mr.
Let
Triple
these people
Double.
know. And then also let them know while you're saying that he's not in his prime that he took a year off from doing those triple doubles and then went back and got another one. Okay, that's not an easy feat. LeBron hasn't been able to accomplish it. Jordan couldn't do it. Wilt Chamberlain couldn't do it. You had greats that couldn't do this. Okay, he's doing stuff that other greats couldn't do. So to have the discussion that he's on the level of
Rajon Rondo?
like maybe AI. Like I'd give you AI. I would give you AI.
I would say they're in the same realm. Like I personally wouldn't take AI over Russ, but like
I would.
I wouldn't have any beef with it.
I
I think
would.
Russ has been better
AI
for longer,
is
more
probably
sustainable amount of
the
time.
single best ISO player the league has ever seen. Like, if he hadn't been the size that he was, which granted would have changed his game drastically, but like if AI was bigger, like imagine if LeBron or if MJ was LeBron's size.
Yeah.
That's scary.
So what I'm hearing is that because Russell Westbrook
No,
Was
no,
Mr.
no. You said
Triple-double.
you said Rajon Rondo has had a better career.
That's not even the point. That's not even the point at all. His last year in Cleveland, he made $2 million. In Memphis, he made $4 million. These guys that are also on the same tier as Russell Westbrook, they've had, sure, Russell Westbrook has had, you're making it seem like he's had a significantly better career than Rajon Rondo.
He has.
Sure, pal.
MVP. Where's Rajon Rondo's MVP? Where's his scoring title? Where's his back-to-back triple doubles? Where are those?
Where's Russell Westbrook's ring?
Where's
Russell
Rondo's?
Westbrook's-
His
where's
one
Russell
ring on the
Westbrook's-
coattails of LeBron? Or did he win one? Did he win one in
He did-
Boston?
Yeah, he won one with LeBron. He won with the Celtics
Okay.
on a great team.
Are we gonna count KD's rings now,
has
too?
Russell
Like-
Westbrook not been on great teams? Was Russell Westbrook not? Is he not on a great team right now? Like you guys are
He's
forgetting.
not on a great team right now, no. He has Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. That is not a great team. Kawhi Leonard's never
when
heard
you
Paul George
look
is
at
overrated.
these 3 guys, that is a great team. Yes, it is.
No, it
like
ain't.
I don't
Hold on.
get
Hold on, hold
why
on.
is it not a great team? What's
Kawhi is never available, and PG never gets it done in the playoffs. Why is that a great team? And they're all you can't
when
just
you
throw
look at the stats, when you look at the numbers on paper, yes, it's a great team. That's what
the numbers.
I'm
The numbers
that's
show
what
that
I'm
those other
looking
two
at.
guys don't even play.
Compared to everybody else in the league, sure, it's maybe a mediocre team. But no, that is a great team. That is a great
No,
team.
it's not.
Led for success.
Have they made it out of the first round of the playoffs since they've gotten Kawhi and Paul George? They haven't done anything. They've been bad.
Again, on paper, just like the Nets. Was that not a great team with KD, James Harden, Kyrie? What about
Hold on.
Kyrie
You
and-
just cited a team that has 3 ISO
What?
players that need
And
them to
what
have the
I'm
ball
doing-
the entire
what
game
I'm
for them
doing
to be
is showing
effective.
you that just because you can, yes, on paper it looks like a phenomenal team, but that does not mean that this phenomenal team is going to get it done. Is what I'm trying to explain. What we've all understood and what we argued about last week about how these teams, just because you put a bunch of good guys together, doesn't mean they're going to go get it done. So yes, I agree. They're not going to get it done. They haven't gotten it done. That does not change the fact that these are great players, star players.
So-
Absolutely.
Sure, but they're not I've never looked at the Clippers as a great team.
So
Fair.
Like on
Sure.
paper, regardless. But
Sure,
just
but I
because-
can
so-
guarantee
but-
there's a lot of people who think otherwise.
Well, sure.
Right. So, like,
But hold on, I never said my thing. I'm pretty sure Russ took the hometown discount to stay in LA.
yes.
But he absolutely, I don't know what he could have gotten, but I feel like Russ deserves to be paid around, I don't know, a 2-year. What's he getting paid? I don't know, 20 million, 30 million, somewhere like something like that. Like I don't know. Like if Desmond Bane's getting a max contract,
How long is Desmond Bain going to be around in the league?
I mean, you act like Russ is going to be gone anytime soon.
Russ is
Ain't going anywhere.
Within the next 3 to
No.
4, he's retiring.
What is
for
he?
sure.
No, Russ will be around for 5 more years.
Russ is 34 right now.
Yeah, plus Chris Paul's
You
40.
think? Yeah, Chris Paul doesn't do too much, and Chris Paul is on his way out as well.
He's 40 though. That's 6 years from where Russ is.
Yeah, but Chris Paul also he's had his shoulder injuries, yeah, but not the amount of injuries that Russ has had.
So you brought this up the other day. Russ is Mr. Reliability. What was it? Past 3 years, he had missed 10 games, like maybe 20.
So,
And these injuries are not. You think that they're just gonna dismiss? He's just gonna be able to play at the same
He's not
caliber?
missing games. He's not. What do you mean? He's not missing any games.
But he's having injuries.
No, he's not.
You think that that's gonna stop?
He's not having injuries. He's played
He
the
is
past
having
2 years.
injuries.
He's played every game. He's been available every game unless they rested him.
And he's been in the league for 14 years.
Exactly.
He's had 14 seasons.
I don't understand.
And-
You're
and
like
only
proving
2.
my point, but he's getting older and he's not getting injured and he's
The
playing
last
full
2
seasons.
years are the only 2 years that he hasn't been injured. But what do you
False.
think is going
False.
to?
False. He had an injury in Washington. He missed a few games,
Yes.
and that's the only maybe one in OKC a long time ago. That's it. Russ is not one to get injured.
Yes, and
he's not the guy to be making this argument for.
Absolutely. And I'm not sick until I get sick.
That's anybody.
Exactly what
Russ
I'm
doesn't
exactly
have-
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is that he's
Kawhi
getting
and Paul
older.
George, you should
He's
make this
getting
argument
his-
for. Like they
he's
should
getting
get
older,
rid of
his
those guys.
injuries are going
those guys
to
can't
be-
stay healthy at all.
yeah, Kawhi's actually missed a bunch of time now that I think about it.
Kawhi never
in,
plays.
in,
We've
in,
known
in
this
San
since Kawhi was
Antonio.
exactly, since he's been with the Spurs.
So
And then with Toronto.
they should take Paul.
But
George's
how much-
contract,
how much-
throw that
how
shit
much-
away and pay
how
him
much-
right
You
now.
how
guys
much-
are
wait, how much
arguing
is-
that because
hold
they're
on.
doing
No,
such
no,
and
no.
such with these players that this
No,
should
no,
be
no.
the standard for Russell Westbrook.
Look, hold on, hold
which
on,
isn't
hold
the
on,
case.
hold on. You agree? You've even said so during this segment that you agree he's worth more, just not at this location.
Yes.
So my question is, how much more is he worth at any location? Not
Goes
this.
back to OKC, where he can be the veteran to a very young team that is going to be great in a few years.
Why does he have to go to OKC? Why can't he go to Portland?
He could. But are they going to give him the same value that OKC has? OKC has valued Russell Westbrook as their star, the epitome of what it is to be an Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes or no?
Will
Yes.
you answer mine? How much is he worth?
I don't know the exact number. A lot, probably
So he
15, 20 million a
So
year.
you agree with him?
Yes. I'm not saying everybody's upset that he got this contract in LA
No,
when
we're
he
not.
should have
so,
gotten his OKC contract.
no, no,
in
no, no,
LA,
no,
is
no,
what
no, no.
everybody's
No,
saying.
the question has been, is he worth more? You've answered yes. And as I think Jacob just said, he took the hometown discount. Like he gave them. He was like, "Look, I'm from LA. I went to UCLA.
Want to stay in LA?
He's probably closer to his family.
Yeah.
And by this point, he's made what, hundreds of millions across
His
his entire
last
career.
contract from OKC was fat.
Right. So like at this point, he has the option of doing the hometown discount, right? So, and as we acknowledge, he probably was like, all right, cool. I made enough money in my career, and between my Jordan deal, my Gatorade deal, I'm making good money, right? And he's at a point in his career, especially since he's been around now, different teams, right? He's bounced around. It's natural to want a ring at this point in your career, especially if you realize, like, hey, I may only have like 5, 6, 7 years left, right? Like, granted, like we're gonna see guys playing until 40 more often now, right? Like when Jordan came back and played at 40, he was the first guy to drop 40 over 40.
He averaged over 20 points a game, I think, both those years.
So, like, we're definitely going to see guys playing into their 40s more. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's natural for him to want to start, like, especially setting the trend that you're a guy that will take a pay cut to make a team work, right? Like, LeBron's a guy, like, LeBron was like a fake take a pay cut guy in my opinion, because he was always getting cashed out. And I was like, yeah, sure, maybe, when he was in Miami, I think D Wade was getting more than him. But it wasn't like LeBron took some huge pay cut. He was still getting 17 mil a year. And this is back in 09. So this wasn't he can go get more. I think he's just focused on he realizes I'm not the old Westbrook I was. But that doesn't mean he's all the way down to vet min practically. I think it's unfair to say that, they especially considering some other guys will bounce around the league and I'll watch them get single year $12 million contracts. What?
What I don't understand about
how
Russ,
much did KD get when he went to Golden State? It was 20 mil a year, wasn't it?
I have no idea. I'm
wanna
sure it
say-
was a lot.
Yeah, I want to
His
say
first
he
year
inked
is
a huge deal when he first went there. Because it was I want to say it was a 1-year contract that just they cashed him out. But I mean, I think he's just at a point in his career where he's ready to take time to, because let's face it, what hasn't he done in the league, right?
That's what I'm saying.
He's been an amazing player. He led the league in scoring. He
Assists,
has
double-doubles.
so many
46 million.
accolades to his name.
46 mil.
Right. So you look at that.
You know what's funny
Is
about the whole
KD worth
situation?
that?
Yeah,
KD is the worst investment for a championship that you can put money on.
I don't understand. The
He's been
the
chasing a
Russ
ring.
thing.
How many rings does KD have?
2.
Let's
2.
It's all the rings he's gonna get.
right.
Yes.
So this is when I have to talk about KD's contract, and then we're sitting here discussing Westbrooks. Westbrook is better bang for your buck.
Thank you. The funny thing about KD's contract, I'm so sick of the hate that Russ gets because his whole career he's taken dumb shots. He's been too aggressive. He shoots a bad shooting percentage. But he goes out there. He always gets, he hustles. He gets 10 assists. He gets 10 boards, and that him and Durant took the Thunder to the finals to face the Miami Heat, and Kevin Durant choked that away. And then they were in the Western Conference Finals,
Against the
3-1,
Warriors.
and then KD
Kevin
left.
Durant.
And I want to say if
And
I
Kevin
remember
Durant did not
correctly,
show up that game. That
No.
was
Westbrook.
the last 4 games
Yeah.
when they came back 3-1.
I think Westbrook
Agreed.
actually when they were playing Miami kind of took a backseat role. He let KD be the man. KD was the man
So
in OKC. He let that happen.
there was a lot of
KD be
questionable
the
calls
man
in the Miami
until
series.
KD
I mean,
that.
yes,
But
yeah,
the
but
3-1 against the Warriors is especially bad.
Yes.
I mean,
yes, it
but
is.
that's because KD doesn't have a killer
But
instinct.
the last time Russ was able to do what Russ does was in Washington, and he averaged a triple-double, and him and Bradley Beal were a nice little duo.
And Bradley Beal said that he made him a better player.
Yeah.
So
Russ could still go get you a triple-double. He could still go average 20, 10, and 10. Russ could still, in my opinion, if given the right circumstance, he could be, there's not that many good point guards. He could be top 5. Probably between 5 to 3, but I don't think Russ is washed.
Okay, so we will just have
And he's
to
definitely
see.
better than Paul George.
We
that's
will
for damn
we will
sure.
just have to see this season what happens.
Say what
And,
happened. Be
I
injured,
will-
Kawhi will be injured, and Russ will carry him to an 8 seed. And
he has
bounce
Westbrook
around.
retiring in the next 3
Within
years.
the next 3 to 4 years, Russ is out of the league.
Stop extending it now. You're getting deadly close to
No,
his
no,
range,
I-
which was
I
5
said
years.
I said 3
Now
to
you
4.
guys are one
I
season
said
off
3
from
to
each
4
other.
Initially, I said 3 to 4 initially.
He'll play till he's 40 unless he's forced out of the league like Melo.
He's getting 4 mil contracts. It's a matter of time before he says, you know what, I'm not doing this. All the slander that he was getting the season before.
Hold
and he
on,
almost-
wait a
and he almost
minute.
left in the
Speaking
middle
of the
season
Memphis
because of the
Grizzlies
amount of
again.
Lakers fans that hated him. That's why he went to LA. And yes, they were like, oh yeah, he's gonna go.
You know who
he
hung
should go
around in the
win a-
league? You know who hung around in the league taking contracts that were below him? Yeah, he had put his elbow on the rim.
Vince Carter? Oh, yeah.
He played until he was goddamn
Like
40.
42, 43. No, he was way over 40, man. He
Yeah,
just
that
retired a couple
was
years ago.
that was because of the love for the game, and as Russell Westbrook said last year, or as they were saying last year, Russell Westbrook is starting to not like the game because of the fans, because of how the game is played. Not how it's played. I mean how it's orchestrated, how it's constructed. So yes, I definitely see in the next 3 to 4 Russell Westbrook just saying, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't want to be called Russell Westbrook in front of my family. What happens when his children start growing up in school and they're saying, "Oh, your dad sucks. Your dad's a." Chris Paul was just talking about it, how his family, how his daughter had to go to school, and people were talking about, "Oh, your dad's never gonna win a ring."
That's fucked up.
What happens when Russell Westbrook is like, you know what, I'm done with this shit?
I mean, honestly,
Within
you know
3
what
to
I would
4
tell
years.
my kid? I'd be like, what does your dad do? Oh, your dad's a tech bro? Nice. My dad played in the NBA. He was one of the greatest of all time. People,
the highest level.
You know who my dad is. Who's your dad? Who's your dad?
What's his name? Phil?
Dave? Yeah, get out of here. Cliff. But, I mean, Westbrook deserves above 4. I'd say 8+ in my opinion.
Finish your career in OKC.
I don't
you'll
want
see
to go
that.
back to
Yeah, I don't
Why not?
either.
Why not? Why not?
Because I wanna see him- I
Kilgris,
wanna-
Alexander.
I wanna see
we
him
got
get a ring.
Chet, Holborn, Goldburn, whatever his last name is.
He's gonna be trash.
Yeah, he will be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He just put on 14 pounds of muscle.
Did he?
Yes.
So he's still a toothpick?
Right. He said,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to start somewhere, but
Yeah.
he's not going to be
He
Giannis.
said Giannis was
thin,
trash.
bro.
We said Giannis was gonna be trash when he was a thin guy.
I didn't.
Who said that? Not me.
I just said he couldn't
I've heard
shoot.
a lot about Giannis being trash
Honestly,
Yo,
I
I said-
probably didn't
until
even
he
know
became
who he
Mr.
was
Run and
when-
Dunk Man. Yeah, nobody knew who he was. We know who Chet is. We saw what he was doing last year before he got injured, and now he's got on 14
How did he
pounds
get
of
injured?
extra.
Wasn't it LeBron dunking on him in the summer league?
Yeah, in the summer league, some shit like that.
Oh,
No more summer league shits for Chet. You know?
So-
but it's all good. Look,
Westbrook deserves over 4 mil. That's point blank period.
Westbrook deserves respect. That's what it's about.
That too.
finish your career in OKC. Come on home.
Lead the Clippers in scoring.
We've
this year,
been
please.
waiting for you.
Thanks for tuning in to the More to Us podcast.
See ya.